feel like I'm in church. Can I get an amen? Amen. This is good. Hello everybody. I see before me a feast, a visual feast of cameras and iPhones and iPods and laptops, beautiful ladies and men looking at questionable websites. That's all right. Hello everybody. It is great to see you. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, welcome to something that we have never done before. And before we get into what's going to happen, we have to remember to say a big thank you. And that thank you is to each and every one of you. We all realise how busy your schedules are. So to come all the way across here to listen to this very special afternoon, well, it is truly appreciated. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, that you have a very busy day ahead of you. You want to get your stories posted and you want to talk to all the people who you're going to meet. So we'll say thank you and promise you that there is a reward waiting for you, and it will come in the form of food, no reaction, and it will come in the form of free alcohol. Very good, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something we've never done before, and in days gone by, oh, by the way, that's me. John Heald, Senior Cruise Director. I'm also the aerobics instructor across the ships as well. In days gone by, we would have had one of our public relations people sitting at their desk in Miami, nibbling on a tofu sandwich and sending out a press release. But, you know, Carnival is all about fun. It always has been about fun, and the fun is going to be taken to brand new levels, as you're about to see. So we thought, rather than just email you and send you out a press release, that we'd make you part of the birth of what you're about to see. And I do hope that you're going to sit back in these rather comfortable chairs. Are they comfortable? Extremely comfortable. I hope you're going to sit there and make notes. After this there'll be a question and answer session, and then of course throughout the next half an hour we have one or two little surprises for you. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and without further ado it is time to get things going, and I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman who over the last few years has been at the helm of Carnival Cruise Lines. When I first introduced him on stage, he was a little bit nervous, just a little bit nervous. Now, you have to remember, he came from the corporate world of accounting, and I knew he was nervous when he walked on stage and he was still holding a calculator. That's when I knew that we had to let him just be himself. And the fact that he's been himself over the last few years has meant that every time we've worked together, well, I have seen just how comfortable he is up here now, and also I have to remind myself that it's his leadership that has taken us to where we are going. So ladies and gentlemen, if for no other reason that he is the man who's paying for your free drinks. There you go, now you're going to applaud, aren't you? Ladies and gentlemen, I know press don't normally applaud, I know that, you're very sophisticated people and you're all on your Blackberries. Thank you. You're all on your Blackberries and you're all posting and filming and everything. But if we can, ladies and gentlemen, make an applause sound. It'll make him feel very welcome, and it'll set the scene for what's about to happen. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carnival's President, its Chief Executive Officer, and the man paying for the drinks, Mr. Jerry Cahill.
Good afternoon. So, John has this nasty habit of poking fun at me. I've never exactly understood why he didn't get the memo about the chain of command. But he does it religiously on his blog. He is always poking fun at me. He even pokes fun at my fish. We have a fish pond in the front of the yard, and he pokes fun at that too. But as you notice, he keeps alluding to the fact that I was an accountant. There's one in the crowd. It's true. But John, I want you to see that I have cast off my old ways. Here is my calculator. Take it.
I've got his calculator.
And in its place,
oh.
I have these, my blue iguana sunglasses.
Very cool. Very cool. Another round of applause for me and Jerry. Look at this. Look. We look like the number 10.
You gotta have a laugh. Well, thank you all for coming. This is a big day for us. We're all very excited about it, and so we're really appreciative that you did come. Now, I think a lot of you here know what Carnival stands for, but for those of you who are not familiar with this, let me just tell you, we basically stand for three things. We have a brand promise that means three things. We want to provide a fun, memorable vacation to our guests at a great value. All right, and everybody in our company lives and dies by that mantra. All right. Now, we're a proud group. We take a lot of pride in the product we provide our guests. And what I like is when I go on board the ships, and I go on board the ships a lot to visit, every one of the people on board our ships, the pride they take in the product we're delivering to our guests is very, very noticeable. It's really a great thing. Now, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out what does fun mean to our guests? What does memorable vacation mean to our guests? All right? We carry a lot of customers, and we're a very diverse group. We'll carry about 4.4 million guests in this coming year. Now, we're known for carrying a lot of young people, a lot of singles, a lot of young families. We carry 700,000 children a year. But what people don't realize is we also carry more seniors than any other cruise line in the world. All right, so we've got a very, very diverse group. And when you try and determine what they have in common, it's not the easiest thing to find. But what we have learned is there is one thing that most of our guests share in common. They tend to be a very optimistic, fun-loving, kind of view life as a glass half full. And one thing we've noticed is they like to participate. They like to be involved in the action. All right? So that, when knowing what our guest values and knowing what our brand stands for, those are the things that drives every business decision we make. It drives our marketing efforts, and it drives how we come up with our product. All right? So when we were working on the Magic, and we were trying to decide what new areas we wanted to introduce, we looked at them through that avenue. This is sort of our North Star. Jim Barrett, our marketing chief, would call it our North Star, but it's our guiding principle. We wanted to create new spaces on board the Carnival Magic that would be unique. They would have what I would call a personality, and we could create a great experience for our guests in those spaces. All right? And so we came up with 4 or 5, I guess it's 5 new spaces that we didn't have before. One of them was the Red Frog Pub, which is a pub with a little different angle to it. We have Cucina del Capitano, the restaurant. There's Cherry on Top. It's sort of an iconic 1950s candy store. We also have the Sports Square, which is our first outdoor recreation area with the first ropes course in the industry. And we have a significantly enhanced water park, which is probably my favorite. And we thought going in those were going to be successful. We really believed it very strongly. But rather than tell you how successful they have been, what we're going to do, we've got a very, very short video we're going to show you right now, and you can see for yourself.
Since nobody knows fun like a Carnival guest, we look directly to our fans to inspire the design of these new and amazing spaces.
It was so incredible.
Brilliant, brilliant. I love my comedy shows. That's all I watch. What happens in the showroom stays in the showroom.
It's just an adrenaline rush. It's so much fun.
I love the Red Frog Pub. It's hard to leave.
I like the water slide.
20 times already?
I went on the Sky Coaster and stuff. I thought I might be scared, but I didn't.
It's a nice relaxed atmosphere, not too uptight, so it's good.
I mean, it was like you're waiting, and then all of a sudden, whoosh!
We are inside of the
Cucina del Capitano.
This is very unique, and it sets itself apart.
I thought it was a lot of fun. It helps boost kids' confidence as well as being fun for the parents.
It's like being a kid again.
I'm afraid of heights, but she wanted to do it, and, we find courage through our kids.
The chicken parmesan is fabulous.
You have to have a spot and come back here and enjoy it and meet friends. The music's been awesome.
The taste with the wine is Italy all the way. Perfect atmosphere, great food, good times.
It was great. I've never laughed so much in all my life.
The first phase of this will result in our making an investment of about $500 million across the existing fleet. So it's a big idea, and it's a lot. But what we're trying to do, again, is we're trying to create, we did it on the Magic, we're trying to create spaces on board the rest of the ships in the fleet, which will help our guests to have a very memorable and fun vacation. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, for the first time, at least since I've been to Carnival Cruise Lines, we are also announcing a number of partnerships with celebrity experts and renowned brands. And so we'll talk a little bit about that today as we get into it. Now, basically, we're going to cover three main areas when we talk about the new initiatives. First is dining. The second will be entertainment, and then the third will be the bars and lounges. Okay. There's also one other thing we're doing as part of this, and that is we have set up a new community destination on Carnival.com where our guests can go and they can comment and make suggestions about some of these new concepts we're going to talk about here today, and they can make suggestions and suggestions for other ideas as we continue to iterate and come up with new concepts for new spaces on board.
Thanks, Jerry. Well, this is fun. All right, I have the best job in the room. We're going to run through some really fun things that we've been working on. I've got a great team working with Ruben Rodriguez, Gus Antorcha, a great team that we've put all of this together, and I'm so proud, so happy to share with you today what we're doing with FunShip 2.0. So let's kick it off. Let's talk a little bit about dining. So dining, what we're doing, as Jerry said, really leaning into these branded experiences that we first launched and first created on the Carnival Magic. So leaning into that, focusing on what are the favorite foods. So really bringing America back together with America's favorite foods. And what's better than free? All of this at no cost to our guests. First off, the Blue Iguana Cantina. And how great is that guy? Talk about fun. Little bit of attitude, huge smile, and great food. The Blue Iguana Cantina, located in our midship pool, where we're really focusing a lot of energy around this outdoor experience. The Blue Iguana Cantina, here's a great look at it. Complimentary Mexican food with really two different parts. On the left side, we have the taqueria, where we'll have pre-made tacos, where it's going to be very quick service, everything will be pre-made. And then, as our guests love to customize and really get things done their way, we'll also have our burrito station, where guests can choose their protein, choose their fillings, and really have it done customized for them. It's all going to be free, and right in the middle, our showpiece is an automated tortilla maker. Really fun, and again, about creating memories. The burger. All right, as we talk a little bit about the burger, talk about reuniting Americans with what might be arguably the most American food, right? The hamburger. So we got together within Carnival with this great team that I was talking about, and we started thinking, let's do burger. That's really what our guests want. So we started thinking Burger Shack, looked at it a little bit, said, you know, it's the right thing. It's definitely the right food concept, and it's fun, right? It's fun, but it's not fun enough. So how do we really, really lean into this, right? So talking about some of these great partnerships that Jerry just alluded to, I want to introduce you to the very first one. Talk about America's chef and now Carnival's king of guys, burger joint. Come on out, Guy Fieri.
Wow, that was like a fight intro. Nice job, Mr. Enthusiasm. If in a million years you would have told me that I was going to be involved with a cruise line and I would be doing burgers, I would have told you I'd gone to the moon first. But, and I only do things that I really believe in and get into. And I know this is probably sounds too cliche, like everybody gets up and says, oh, I really appreciate the friendship and the bonding unity. But I got to tell you, first thing I said is, let's go on one of the ships. So I took my mom, my dad, my aunt, we flew people in, did the whole thing. I'd never been on a cruise ship. I went top to bottom. We toured that cruise ship from every kitchen, from the butcher shop to the dish station to the crew lounge to you name it. I was on the top of the ship and the bottom of the ship. Because I really had to make sure. I mean, I'm a chef. I own my own restaurants. I have 6 restaurants in Cali. Have my shows. I have my things going on. I didn't really need not necessarily another pet project. But we met some folks and talked about this, and it sounded interesting. I said, well, let's see the ship. So we went and saw the ship, and it was fantastic. And the people were fantastic. Okay, that was a qualifier. I said, well, now let me show you what I want to do. And I brought the meat with me. I brought all my goodies, my toys. And I made burgers. I said, this is the kind of burger I want to do. And they said, great, we'll do that kind of burger. And as we went through the steps of this courting, of this relationship, couldn't find a reason why we shouldn't do it. And now, knowing the team that I work with and the people that we're involved with, and seeing how we do things, because they all move this date for me, but just seeing how it is. I mean, I'm into people that want to blow people's minds. As a chef and as a restaurant owner, that's what we want to do. We want to make people happy. We want people just like, I can't wait to come back. It's creating and keeping the guests. Create them as a guest on the ship. That's a line we use in my restaurants. But you create them as a guest, and then you keep them coming back. And that's how you build your business. And that's what these folks are into. That's the attitude. The burger that we're making is legit. I'm going to feed y'all. You guys are going to walk up. We have stretch pants and moo-moos and flip-flops. So we have a little too much. Don't worry. We'll hose you down when you're on your way out. But the burger that we're making, the first thing we had to start with was the meat. So I brought my meat guys in and I said, evaluate the meat program on the ship. And I'm going to take way more than my 3 minutes.
Take all the time you want.
We'll bring George up here in just a second. But I said, it's got to be this particular kind of meat. And so we looked at the meat, and they said, well, let us send you yours. So I had first the meat sent to me that they're using on the ship, an 80-20 grind, a Cargill 80-20 grind. That's the manufacturer, the producer, the beef producer. And they sent it to my meat guys down in L.A. My meat guys did an analysis on the meat. They said, we like it. Good meat. So then they sent it to my house. And then we did a test. And I put it through rigorous training at my house and put it in front of the most particular palates of burgers. My sons, Hunter and Ryder. Because they're in-and-out junkies. So we did this. We tasted the burger meat, and it was fantastic. I mean, they really did a great job with it. We had them send us more. We did more testing with it, working on the recipes, developing it, and looking at the type of equipment that they were going to have available for us. But then I come to find out that they'll give me whatever equipment I want to make the burger. But it's a straightforward, real deal, quality burger. I mean, that's what it has to be. Cooked the right way. Start with great ingredients. Cook it the right way. Put the enthusiasm in it. Have a lot of flavor. Present it in the right fashion. And we're going to wow people. And you're going to get it for free. That's the ridiculous part. I said, throw a buck on it. You know, just put someone in. But we sat down, we worked on the logo together, we worked on the taglines together, we worked on the presentation from the team, the ingredients we're going to use, everything down to the type of pickle. So I am full boat, no pun intended. I'm all in. It is going to be, and you'll see the burger that we're going to try. We're going to cook it up. We cook it on a flat top, hit it with 2 different types of cheese, real nice juicy tomatoes. Starting to drool a little bit. Only got 1 bite of the one I made out there. That was awesome. People come around like a flock of seagulls. But you'll see, you'll get a chance to build a nice little crust on it. We dome it. Real key piece to this is doming the burger and injecting it with a little bit of water to create the steam, to melt the cheese. But just so many factors about how a really dynamite burger is made. And you guys are all going to get a chance. But I think it has been definitely a co-opt to build this opportunity for the Guy Fieri brand and Guy's Burger Joint, and with the team on Carnival. I look forward to going back for more cruises. My kids, my wife, all my family and friends. In fact, we're going to have my summit meeting for my company on the ship. So we're in it to win it in a minute. That's a different show. Yeah. Have any questions? No? Great. Thanks. T-Bone, Mark Tavis.
Thanks, brother. Thanks, dude. Awesome. Wow. That was sweet. All right, so just give you a little bit more flavor we've got here, Guy's Burger Joint. So this is a quick look. So what it is, it's really, I mean, I'm not talking food because I know nothing about what he's talking about, but I'll tell you a little bit about the look. And we worked on this together. This was really hands-on with Guy and his team. It's the idea of driving down an iconic seaside highway right along the shore, and it's this mix of this road culture, this garage culture, which is so Guy, as well as the cruising experience, which is obviously all about the sea. So it's this garage meets surf kind of feel, great burgers, great food, coming to a ship near you. All right, so now let's talk about the bars, lounges and bars, and everyone loves